In the year 2022, when we talk about the war on drugs, what do we actually mean? Something that not many people understand is that the war on drugs has become a giant medium for tons of discrimination and racist policy. And it also isn't mentally or financially beneficial to any parties involved except a very small minority at the top. Now, this bears the vital question. What is the motive behind the incarceration of nonviolent drug offenders? Like mostly all things in the United States, the answer can be traced back to profits. So, in my speech today, I'm going to push that New York should adopt legislature similar in nature to Oregon Section 110, which decriminalizes the possession of small amounts of all drugs. And this would change the judicial system's impulsive response to substances. So in my speech today, I'm going to explain the system that benefits from this mass incarceration, how it's a medium for racism, discrimination, and I'll also show a model of a country that has adopted this legislature and has changed for the better. So in order to understand the broader problem, we need to understand the motive of these incarcerations. And that's most primarily rooted deep in the prison system that we have today, which is largely a for-profit prison system. So there are private prisons in this country, and there's tons of profiteering that goes on with those prisons, and human rights violations are extremely common there. Approximately 400,000 people in prison are nonviolent drug offenders currently. According to humanrightswatch.org, drug incarcerations are primarily responsible for the quadrupling in prison population since 1980. And the comparison in prices to housing an inmate for a year as compared to rehabilitating one of these nonviolent drug offenders is vast. An inmate costs $33,000 a year, and a rehab patient only costs about $5,000, according to SaintAlake.com. Coupled with this prison system, the landscape becomes a huge medium for discrimination and entrapment of individuals who really just need treatment. According to Human Rights Watch and SaintAlake.com, there are harrowing racial statistics that we can speak on this matter and show proof of the system at work. Black men are sent to state prison on drug charges at 13 times the rate of white men, yet white men are still the majority of drug offenders. In 7 states, people of color are 80 to 90% of the drug incarcerations. And this is an issue that transcends race. There are more people in prison for nonviolent drug offenses than violent crime in this country. So, moving to a different country who's actually adopted this legislation and has seen positive there are reparable issues, and there are real working proof in this country. So, according to substanceabusepolicy.com and harpers.org, Portugal decriminalized around 2000 to 2001, and there are a lot of really positive findings out of the country. The drug offender inmates fell over half. Now, most aren't, and this shows that most of these people aren't big fish. These are people who just need help and are, habitual users. Habit use of hard drugs fell from 7.6 to 6.8 per 1,000 people. Now, comparing this to the regions around there, like Italy, it went from 6% to 8.6 in the same time span. And because of clean needles, the AIDS and HIV rates fell over 80% in an 8-year time. And now this can be evidence of actionable change implemented in a country. Now, this issue in general is an extremely nuanced issue, and there is not going to be one policy decision that solves everything. But just like a complex issue, we need complex solutions and nuanced solutions to solve that. And as time goes on, we see ourselves further entrenched in this harmful system. And as time passes, more people fall victim and they suffer and are taken away from their families. So we've learned about people's benefit of this sad reality that has come to pass, and we understand how decriminalizing these substances can cause a lot of major systemic change in this country. And we can look at a different country's model to see how they have worked to repair these issues. So I hope when we ask the question, what do we do now, we have a clear answer.